you know the Loomis method because you watched a lot of videos about it, but you still can't draw with it? Is the Loomis method really not a good way to draw portraits? I like the Loomis method for drawing faces, but some people think it's a bad method and criticize its weaknesses. I also think that some people are confused by the circle or sphere and the smaller circle or ellipse that you cut off on each side. The Loomis method is closely related to the skull, which is never a perfect circle or sphere, so you have to cut off some of it on both sides. I've already made a video on how to cut the circle and how much to cut off when you want to draw from a reference photo. The Loomis method has strict rules about where to place different parts of the face on an average head or face. For example, the eyebrow line is in the middle of the circle or sphere, the nose line and hairline are in specific places, the jaw always starts at the same point and extends down to a specific depth below the circle or sphere. But whose face is truly average? How many people's faces can actually fit into this method? On my channel, you'll find a number of videos of faces that follow these rules. In this video, I'm going to show you faces that are different from the average. I hope to help you understand what to look for when drawing. If you find this helpful, please like the video. You might be familiar with the saying, know the rules, then break them. To some extent, this applies here. You need to be able to go beyond the usual rules and proportions you see on an average face. Now let's look at what we find in the book by the American illustrator and art teacher Andrew Loomis. He says that after learning and practicing the proportions of the average face, you have the basis for construction, so now just try some variations. And that's the key. I'll be doing a Loomis video series going through the book. So subscribe to my channel and watch the videos. So the real work, the drawing, doesn't start when you pick up your pencil. It starts when you carefully observe your reference photo or your live model. You have to observe how the parts of the face are positioned on the face according to the Loomis method, or if they are different. If they are different, how much are they different? So observe your reference carefully. If it helps, say to yourself, this face has longer, shorter, bigger, smaller. I need to adjust the circle, nose line, etc. This face is longer than average. I need to adjust the circle to get the top of the skull. This face has a bigger, longer chin. I need to observe the length of his chin line and draw it longer. This face also has a slightly longer chin. I need to observe the length of her chin line and draw it longer. This face has a shorter hairline. I need to observe how much shorter it is and draw it accordingly. What if the face that isn't an average face isn't facing you directly but is seen from an extreme angle? Does this cause another problem when drawing? The answer is no, because you can use the same method as when an average face is at an extreme angle. As I mentioned in a previous video, this is when you have to rely mostly on observation, because the distance between the three parts of the head won't be equal from that view due to foreshortening. Check out the specific examples in this video. Once you have the Loomis method grid or sketch that fits the face, you can start drawing the face and adding details depending on how realistic you want it to look. So, I don't think that the Loomis method itself is wrong. You need to learn how to use it correctly and how to adapt it to what you need. That takes a lot of practice. Practice, careful observation, and seeing what you're looking at are the keys.